Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to this casual web edition of Cuse Countdown with Kevin Ryans and Jared Barton, Andrew Scaglione. Guys, this team has lost 6 games in a row. Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
No, I don't think so, Andrew. I don't think so, Jared. It's just this bleak at this point.
Pitch black.
Pitch black, very blunt. Well, they have number 1 Clemson coming into the Dome this week. Syracuse does have a history of number 1 teams playing in the Carrier Dome, including last season when they got blown out by Florida State. A.J. Long was the quarterback in that game, only lost by 18, but back in 2002, of course, Miami, those big, powerful teams at the turn of the century, crushed the Cuse, and then maybe the biggest win in program history back in 1984, an 8-point win over Nebraska. At that point, Syracuse was 25-point underdogs. Now, coming into this Clemson game, they're 26-point underdogs, so is that something to keep in mind?
I don't think so. I think just it's not happening. That's all I got to say. Syracuse, they gave up nearly 600 yards to a Louisville team that's not very good. Oh, well, they're good, but they're not that great. You know, not as good as the other Louisville teams have been in the past. And so you think that Clemson's going to have a field day with the Cuse.
Yeah, when your third-string quarterback's going off, I mean, you know there's an issue with your secondary. You know there's an issue with your defense. So I just don't see how you're going to actually pull out a win against the number 1 team in the nation if you can't even beat a third-string quarterback.
Statistically, Syracuse is the worst defense in the ACC yardage-wise. So, guys, what are your X factors for this game? Kevin, starting with you.
Zaire Franklin. Hey, look, your team has not looked so good on the defensive end, and you were chosen as a defensive captain. How about you get your team ready to go for this game against Clemson? Hey, look, the number 1 team in the country. You want to get your squad fired up, ready to go. You don't have to win the game, but you have to get them ready to go and playing well because they really have not.
The SU defense, it's Jekyll and Hyde. Is the SU defense going to show up, or is the the Southern Florida defense going to show up? I don't know which one's going to show up. So if you're going to give me the LSU defense, well, then maybe you have a shot. But if you're going to play like you have been for the past 5 weeks, forget about it.
Only 1 win in program history against a number 1 opponent. We kind of alluded to how badly Syracuse is going to lose this game. Kevin, what's the score going to be, though?
Oh, give me 62-7.
Holy cow,
yeah.
62.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it. If they give up at least 500 yards of offense, secondary is not very good, and you think the run defense hasn't been that great since maybe the first couple of weeks, it can easily get 8 touchdowns and then a couple of field goals. That's very possible. And Syracuse, obviously, they're not going to be that great offensively. They haven't really shown in the last couple of weeks they can really move the ball consistently. I don't see Syracuse doing really well.
Jared, you giving SU any more credit than that?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, if your defense is going to get exploited the way they have been over the past month and a half, they're going to lose, and I think they're going to lose again. 56-10 is the final score for me. I'll give them an extra field goal, and it's not going to make much of a difference.
So big blowouts predicted in the Carrier Dome this weekend. The game is at 3:30. You can follow along with us on Twitter at Citrus TV Sports for coverage all throughout the game and for post-game quotes as well. For Kevin and Jared, my name is Andrew. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the season.